Hello, hello, it's Monica from Crafting with Quilling Lady, and I hope you have absolutely wonderful day. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to create a triple stepper shutter gatefold card. If you like it, I really hope you'll craft along with me because it is super easy to create. For my project today, I'm going to use Gelli Art Prints collection designed by Karolina Osuchowska, and you can get this collection on a relatively thoughtful website. All the names of the products are used in today's video. You can check in the description down below. I really like this Gelli Art Prints collection because it has those vibrant colors and patterns, and it also has those darker tones as well, which are perfect for masculine cuts and projects. And with this collection, you can mix and match all those beautiful design papers, and I really like them. And you do have your scraps, you can actually use them for this fancy fold as well, because you don't really need much design paper to decorate today's project. I've got my scoring board and I've got 6 by 7 3/4 Kraft card, and I'm going to score it at 3 inches and 6 inches. And I need 2 panels like this, and these will create that gatefold element on my fancy fold. So again, I've got 6 by 7 3/4, and I'm going to score it again at 3 inches and 6 inches. And then we need the middle part that will go inside of the card. So let's have a look how to create it. I've got 6 inches by 10 inches craft card, and I'm going to use my ruler because this is the easiest way. So I'm going to put it at 2 inches and I'm going to measure from the top 2 inches, and that's where I'm going to score. When this is ready, I'm going to move on to 4 inches score line and I'm going to do the same. So I'm going to put my ruler and I'm going to score until the 4th inch. Super quick and simple, right? Especially when you have that ruler. Now it is time to turn our card 180 degrees, and we're going to do exactly the same. So I'm putting my ruler at 2 inches and I'm going to score 2 inches down. Then I'm going to move my ruler to 4 inches and score up to 4 inches. And literally that is all the scoring we have to do. Now it will be time to cut some of the elements. And this card was inspired by iced images, and I will leave that video in the description down below. Here I've got my trimmer and I'm going to put it at 2 inches. I'm going to move my blade a little bit where my scoring line is. So let's have a look. I'm going to move it to my second line and I'm going to cut it from the second to the 4th line. So this is my first cut line. When this is ready, I'm going to move my cut to 4 inches and I'm going to cut from the first score line to the 3rd score line. And literally that is everything you have to do to create that cut base for triple stepper shutter gatefold card. Super quick and simple, right? And then decisions. How are you going to decorate your project? Now we're going to fold and burnish all those score lines to have that professional look and finish. And you can always use your bone folder to do it, and I do encourage you to do so. As you can see, this card comes together pretty quickly. It looks very complicated, but trust me, it is not. I really like how it looks like when you open it, and it is pretty big, but it fits in 6 by 6 inches envelope. It's always a good idea to burnish those cone lines very well. As you can see, we've got that step here. So let's create those fold lines here as well on the gatefold. It's always a good idea to use that bone folder as well. And when these elements are ready, we are going to assemble the panels together. And whenever I create fancy fold, I really like to score and burnish all those score lines both ways. And I think that's what makes those cards even easier to open. And what's really good about this card, you can actually put it on a flat surface and it will be beautiful. Now, as you can see, we've got those elements and we can adhere them using a liquid glue. Whenever you use Kraft card, I think it is a little bit trickier to assemble the elements, but with liquid glue, I think it is so much easier. So as you can see, we're going to put that gatefold here, and I'm going to put the flaps at the back of the middle panel. And if you want, you can also use some double-sided red tape, and that'll be perfectly fine. However, I think liquid glue is always the way to go. And that magic glue is also a book binding glue, which makes your job even easier when it comes to card making. And as you can see, we have that card base. Super simple, right? All you have to do then is to decide how you're going to decorate your card and what occasion would you like to use it for. It opens really easily, and I really like gatefold cards. I think the possibilities are endless with that fancy fold. So now let's create some elements. I need to create couple of squares and rectangles to embellish my card. So I decided to use those three design papers. I think they will work together very well. So let's have a look at all the panels. So I've got 3 3/4 square white card, and I need two of those. When these are ready, we can decide which design paper do we want to cut. And now I've got that pink one, and it's 3.5 by 3.5. And I need two of those as well. So when these are ready, I can assemble them using my liquid glue because you always have that time to maneuver the elements. How often do you create fancy folds? Do you like it? If you do have your favorite style, please let me know in the comments down below. When these are ready, we also need other panels. So I've got 2 3/4 by 5 3/4, and I need couple of them. So I've got my second one here, and I need to use one of the design papers, which is 2.5 by 5.5 inches, and I need two of those as well. And as you can see here, I decided to go with that purple because it will match that pink beautifully, right? When you know about color theory, you know what I mean. And again, I'm going to use my one and only liquid glue, magic glue, and I think that is really amazing when it comes to card making. The possibilities are endless, not only with fancy folds, but also with the color palettes as well. So again, I've got the same white card, which is 2 3/4 by 5 3/4, and I've got two more of those because we need to decorate the side panels inside of the card as well. And this time I decided to use some blue design paper because blue and purple, they always go well together. So these are 2.5 by 5.5 inches. And again, I'm going to use my liquid glue to put those elements together. Super quick and simple. If you want, you can also use some tape here. However, I do like to use my liquid glue because I can always maneuver the elements if I make a mistake. And if you do like this design paper, have a look at Relatively Thoughtful website, but also I left the link to RT Create, Make and Share, where you can join us and put any projects you use any of the Relatively Thoughtful design papers. So here I've got 7 of squares here with white card, and then I've got 1.5 by 1.5 square. So the white one is 1 3/4 by 1 3/4. And I'm going to put all of those together off camera because you know how to stick them together, right? So when these are ready, it will be time to put all those elements on our card. And at this point, you can decide how do you want your card to open. I decided to have my steps on the left hand side, but you can always do it on the right as well. So again, I'm going to use my one and only liquid glue, magic glue, to assemble those panels together. And I always like to go with the biggest panels first because I think it is the easiest way to go. If you do like this card style, I really wonder how you're going to decorate it. Maybe you do have your favorite design paper that will work for this style, or maybe you'll create anniversary, wedding, or masculine card with this style, and I think that will be pretty cool. If you want, you can always use some cutting dies from your stash to embellish that card even more. I really like having contrast in my card, so I'm actually using that Kraft card really makes a difference, because with those white borders I created with white card, it's really beautiful, right? Does it give you the vintage vibes? Please let me know what do you think about this color combo for this card. So when these squares are ready, we can move on and adhere all those rectangles. And as you can see, I decided with the blue panels to be inside of the card, and the purple one will go at the front. And whenever you create any gatefold card, you can either create a belly band or other embellishments to make sure the card will be flat. But today, I decided to use one of the cutting dies, which was slightly smaller than I anticipated when I got the packaging, but I was very happy because it was perfect for this gatefold card. So, I've got my cutting die from Kraft's Companion, and if you're interested in any of the products I use in today's video, I will leave the names and, if possible, links in the description down below. So I'm going to cut it with gold, solid gold card from Kraft's Companion as well. And I think it matches that purple and pink beautifully, because we do have that contrast. And again, I created a rectangle that will go inside of that panel, and I'm going to adhere only the left hand side here. But first, I need a sentiment, and it says on your birthday in Polish. And that gold really matches the frame I created. So again, I'm going to adhere it with my liquid glue, and the card will be nearly completed. So you can leave it as it is at the moment, but you can always embellish it even more. And if you know me, you know how much, first of all, I love gems, but also there is one more collection I absolutely love when it comes to relatively thoughtful. And I'm going to show you some of the elements I'm going to use to decorate the card. So I had to look at my stash, and I decided to use some of the elements already fussy cut from Independent Women collection, because I think all those flowers you're going to see in a minute will match those design papers beautifully. So let's have a look. I always keep them in a zipped bag, like here with the collection, and now you can see all of them around the card. So, decisions, how to embellish the card. As you can see, it's always a good idea to have all the elements visible so you can play with them before you start adhering all the elements. And it's always a good idea to do a dry run first. And I really like that technique. If you haven't seen my video where I created oval birthday card using one of the other amazing collections from Relatively Thoughtful, the link is at the top right corner. And if you're new to my channel, I would really love if you can subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, because every Monday and Thursday I've got videos on my channel. And trust me, I've got so many ideas for even more tutorials. So please subscribe and like this video. And as you can see, those flowers work so well with Carolina's beautiful collection called Gelli Art Prints. So if you do have that Gelli Art Prints and Independent Women collection, use them together because they are beautiful. And what's really good about any digital collection, you can print it as many times as you want. So if you like, for example, one of the design papers, you can print it several times and use it for a variety of projects. That's what I really like about digital collections. And I have to admit that those green leaves are beautiful. I really like that green with the purple on those flowers. So the cut is nearly complete. Now you know what's missing. We have to add some gems. And there is plenty of space to write your message on the back as well. So with those tiny gems, it catches the light beautifully with that gold panel. And yes, you can use it for any occasion. In this case, it is a birthday card. But what occasion would you use this fancy fold? Please let me know in the comments down below. So as you can see, it stands proudly on a flat surface and it fits inside 6 by 6 inches envelope. Thank you so much for watching and spending that time with me. Don't forget to like this video, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I really hope you'll feel inspired to create that triple stepper shutter gatefold card. Thank you so much for watching and see you in my next video. Bye!